Very good. Ms. Hayes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Madam Secretary. I know personally that students, teachers, parents are waiting to hear from you, so I want to move this right along. So I'm going to let you know that my questions today will be singularly focused on using federal funds to arm teachers, not about the Freedom Scholarship, not about professional development choice, not about career training. So on May 21st, 2018, the superintendent of the Porter, Oklahoma Consolidated School District, Charles McMahon, wrote to President Trump saying, and I quote, "We have implemented an armed staff policy at my school and was wondering if there is any money or grants that can help. It would be great if there was some money for schools that arm and train their staff," end quote. According to records received through a FOIA request by Democracy Forward, this letter was quickly transferred to the Department of Education for a response and became the subject of several emails and senior staff meetings. Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to enter these documents.
Without objection.
Madam Secretary, did the Department of Education provide a response, either orally or in writing, to Superintendent McMahon's request to use federal funds to arm teachers? Yes or no?
Well, Congresswoman, it's not a yes or no answer. First
Did
of
you
all,
respond?
let me
Is
just
all
say,
I'm sorry. No,
never
I'm not going to let you do that.
I have
saw
never
you-
advocated
I saw
for
you. I didn't ask. That's
or
not the
against,
question. Madam
Title
Secretary,
IV
my question is, did you respond? And I know you know how to answer a yes or no question because I just saw you answer it for my colleague,
But
Ms.
it's not
Fox.
a yes or no
I
answer
just like the
because-
same courtesy. My question is, did you respond? That's it. Just did you respond? Not what your response was. Did you respond? Just did you respond?
Probably ultimately, yes.
Yes. Okay, so there's a limited universe of how you could have responded to this request. Either, yes, you can use federal funds to arm teachers, yes, you can use federal funds to train teachers, or no, you cannot use federal funds to do any of these things. Do you know how your office...
Title IV was set up
question-
for
no.
states to decide how to
You
use the
know,
funds.
I'm not there
It was
yet.
set up for states to decide,
You're jumping
not for
way
the
ahead.
Department of Education.
So the Department of Education can't decide how Title I funds are used?
Title IV funds are to
I'm
be
sorry,
decided.
Title IV, I'm sorry.
Are to be decided by the states. That's how Congress set it up, and that's how we have totally respected that particular
So
setup.
your position is that Title IV funds, it is not up to you to decide how they can be used?
We have not advocated for nor against, and have,
Is there a do you
have-
feel like you can, though?
no, Congress set this up.
Okay, thank you.
The Department of Education
Thank you.
did not.
So in August of 2018, it was reported by the New York Times and other outlets that the department was considering the use of federal funds to arm teachers. In all of your previous statements, and even just now, you have maintained that you lack the authority to approve or deny requests to purchase firearms for school staff and taxpayer money and using taxpayer funds under Title IV-A.
That is correct.
That is
because
correct.
it's state
Thank you.
decisions.
Mr. Chair, in the documents I've just submitted, there are emails from staff at your department that discuss a decision memo on 4A. Are you familiar with that decision memo?
Not with whatever memo you're citing.
Okay, so I'll tell you what it says. On page 4 of the memo that came out of your department with the advice of your general counsel, it says, "The department's office of the general counsel has advised that the secretary has discretion to interpret the broad language of the statute as to its permissiveness regarding the purchase of firearms and the training and use of firearms." It continues on page 7 to say, "It is therefore reasonable for the secretary to disallow this particular use of funds absent specific congressional authorization. And it is unlikely that this interpretation would be subject to a successful legal challenge." That is from your department based on advice from your legal counsel. In light of the
And as I've
contents
said,
of this
I've neither
memo,
advocated for nor against.
in light of the contents, no, you're absolutely right. You have not advocated for or against. But in light of the contents of this memo, you have the ability to make a decision. Your silence is a decision. You have the authority to say that we cannot use federal funds to arm teachers. You are in line for
States and local
presidential
communities.
succession. Make a decision on this. You have the authority to do it. Will you prohibit the use of federal funds to arm teachers? Yes or no, Madam Secretary?
This is a matter for
Yes or no?
states and local communities
You
to
have the
decide
authority
upon.
to do it. Read your memo.
Congress has the authority to make that decision.
You have the authority, if you so choose. Read the memo.
Does the gentlelady offer those documents for the
I
record?
do. I would like to submit these documents for the record so that the secretary has the opportunity to read the memo that came from her office.